Hi everyone, this is Anna and welcome back to Anna's Take with a Twist. Today we're over here in Allen Gardens. I was hoping it's going to be a little bit more festive than what it is, and we will go for a quick walk around in just a few moments. For anyone who doesn't already know, I'm a background performer in downtown Toronto. I do background and a few other things in the film industry and here in Hollywood North. So on one of the productions that I was on in 2010, we were doing a huge ballroom scene, and it was over at the Royal York Hotel in Toronto, which is now called the Fairmont Royal York, which we now call Fry. So while we were waiting for production to be ready for us to go on to set, like with the setup of the cameras, we were sitting at this large table, and it was called background holding, which is literally a place where they hold all the background performers. So we have like snacks and food and tables and washrooms and everything close by, just so that we're near the set. And so we're sitting at this large table that holds like 10 or 12 people. So think of it as a clock, and mine being at 6 o'clock. So I'm sitting at 6 o'clock, and there are two women. One is sitting at 10 o'clock, the other one at 11 o'clock. And the two women are talking away. And one woman says something about horror films. And then I, the interloper that I am, I had said, oh my God, my favorite horror movie is Black Christmas. And I just remember being so incredibly scared. And that's when the woman who was sitting closer to me said, oh, my husband was in that movie. His name is Art Hindle. And I think because I still had like that horror movie haze over me or something, that's when she kind of clarified who her husband was, when she said, he's the one that's wearing the fur coat. And I cannot tell you how incredibly relieved I was that her husband was not the murderer or the supposed murderer, and that he was like the good guy, right? So as we were speaking some more, and her name is Brooke Hindle, and Brooke Hindle said to me, if you want, we still have some DVDs at home, I can mail you a copy. And I said, yeah, sure. So I wrote down my address. We continued speaking just for like a little bit more, because I think we had to go back to set. And true to her word, Brooke Hindle mailed me a copy of the 25-year anniversary of Black Christmas. So as you can see on the cover right here, it says, Anna and Joy, Brooke and Art Hindle. So I'm very, very grateful. Thank you so much, Brooke Hindle. I really appreciate that. I still have it. And they have, hold on just one sec. And here we go. Here's the artwork of the DVD for Black Christmas, the 25-year anniversary. So just so you know, Black Christmas is now on its 50th year anniversary, and that's what prompted me to do this YouTube video. It's also prompted me to watch the movie. So because I was just so incredibly scared, you know what? Here, I'll let you watch the trailer from the DVD.
A high school girl's been murdered. Mr. Harrison's daughter is missing. And now at the house where she lives, the other girls are getting obscene phone calls.
Yeah, what I've done is I've tapped this phone so that when it rings, it'll ring at the station house, too.
There was a little girl murdered over in the park tonight.
Yes, I heard.
Your phone's ringing.
Hello?
Hey, Mommy. There's a baby. Baby, all right, Mom.
Who's there?
I know you're now, no, baby. You have to be a spirit. Mommy. Come here. Where's Ethan?
What are you doing?
This is Graham. It's group 140, terminal 55.
Remember those idyllic scenes out of your childhood? Crisp winter nights, star bright, sleigh bells, crackling Yule logs, candlelight glistening off of shimmering Christmas trees, chestnuts roasting over open fires, carolers beneath snow-covered window ledges. Remember those. Remember them well. After Black Christmas, they'll never be the same again. Black Christmas, starring Olivia Hussey, Keir Dullea, Margot Kidder, and starring John Saxon as Lieutenant Fuller. If this movie doesn't make your skin crawl, it's on too tight.
So, I don't know about you, however, I was very, very scared, and I'm okay with that. Since, yes, back to I was not even 10 years old, and I'm still okay with being a scared woman. Anyway, let's go for a quick tour of Allen Gardens, and I will give you some more facts and some interesting information about the movie Black Christmas. And so here we are in the orchid room of Allen Gardens. So a couple of interesting facts about Black Christmas. Black Christmas is one of the most famous holiday horror films, and it's based on a true story. So apparently a man by the name of Wayne Bowden from Montreal murdered 4 women between the years of 1969 and 1971. See, it is kind of festive, not as festive. The next room that we're going into right here, this is actually really pretty. Watch for the turtles. So it's a little bit more festive than the other room. And yes, there are lots of fish here. So because the movie Black Christmas did so well, it had a budget of $650,000, but it made over $4 million. The director, Bob Clark, was really heavily pushed, apparently, by the studio to make a sequel for Black Christmas. And he didn't want to do it, but the studio really, really pushed him. They really wanted him to do it. They even came up with an idea. They just wanted him to write it. So the idea was that Billy, who we don't know if Billy did actually murder the people or if the character Peter murdered the people, but Billy had been captured, put into a mental hospital, but then he escaped the mental hospital, and that's how the sequel would start. Bob Clark was so incredibly against this idea that he just refused to absolutely do it. But then he gave the idea to his friend John Carpenter. So John Carpenter, for anyone who doesn't know, is behind the Halloween movies. And that's how we got the Halloween movies that started coming out in 1978. So Halloween is considered to be a slasher film. Well, it is a slasher film, sorry. But apparently it's because of this Black Christmas, and Black Christmas is the true slasher film. Now, Bob Clark also directed one of the happiest and most cherished movies of all time, and that is called A Christmas Story, and that movie came out in 1983. So Art Hindle has been in 12 Christmas movies, Black Christmas being his first one. The last Christmas movie that I know of thus far is called The Art of Christmas. I thought that was kind of interesting, that Art Hindle would be in a movie called The Art of Christmas. And as a fluke, I saw a movie yesterday called Loving Christmas, and one of the characters in that was Mr. Higgs, and that was played by Art Hindle. So I was really kind of happy about that. Let's just go back into the turtle room here. So the movie Black Christmas was filmed in 40 days, and it was filmed all in Toronto. Art Hindle's mother bought him that fur coat that he wore because she wanted him to be a famous movie star. And so he's worn that coat into another production. I don't remember which one. But what happened was he actually wore it to his wardrobe fitting for Black Christmas. And the costume people thought, you know what, that's such a great coat. You should just wear it. So he did. And he said he was very, very grateful that he actually wore the coat because it was very cold that one night when they were doing that scene outside. And Art Hindle says that he still has the coat to this day. And it still fits, and he only wears it occasionally because he's a little bit worried about the PETA people. They don't call it the turtle room for no reason. We're just coming to the end here. I did do a quick walk into the other conservatory, so we'll go there. However, I will say these are like the two best Christmassy ones. And so here we are right now in the Arid Cactus Room Conservatory. So the actor Margot Kidder, who played Barb, she's a Canadian and American actor, best known for being Lois Lane in the original Superman movies. At the same time, she also did Amityville Horror. But you know what? It was Black Christmas that got her the Canadian Film Award for the Best Actor. So I thought that was just kind of an interesting piece of information. Merry Christmas. Something else that very few people know is that apparently Black Christmas is Elvis Presley's favorite movie, although he only got to watch it for 3 years. Then we have the voice actor, Nick Manlusu. I hope I pronounced that properly. Now, he said the best way for him to get his voice was to actually stand on his head so he could compress his thorax in his neck to get the raspy, creepy voice of Billy. And there were two other voice actors for the voice of Billy, and one was Bob Clark, and the other one is an uncredited female voice actor. So according to one of my guy friends, who knows a lot about film in Toronto, Art Hindle dated this woman by the name of Jill. And Jill was very, very proud of Art Hindle. So what she did was she told anyone and everyone that she was dating this actor. His name was Art Hindle. He was going to be a famous actor. And she really, really believed in him. See right there, stop for 1 second, is the entrance to the Palm House, which is still under construction. So Jill dated Art Hindle for apparently a couple of years. And as I said, she told anyone and everyone that, she was dating Art Hindle and that he was going to be a famous actor. And so my friend Jerry and all of his friends started laughing at her and said, yeah, right, okay, sure, whatever you say, Jill. You know. Anyway, as it turned out, Jill was correct. Yeah, Art Hindle went on to be in 189 productions as an actor. He directed 3 different productions, was cinematographer, so director of photography for one, and did sound design for another. So as everyone is saying that Jill is, what do you know? What are you talking about? All that kind of stuff. Jill, who believed in her then boyfriend, Art Hindle, was correct, and everyone else was wrong. And my friend Jerry, who I really should have on this YouTube channel because Jerry is absolutely hilarious. And at the same time, he has a lot of very interesting stories about Hollywood North because he's been around a lot of different productions. And I would love for him to do this. However, I'm still trying to coax him along. And Jerry is very embarrassed that he made fun of Jill the way that he did. So Jill, if you're watching this, Jerry says that he's wrong and he apologizes. And Art Hindle, if you are watching this, thank you ever so much for Black Christmas and your other productions that you've done and your contribution to Canadian film. And thanks again, obviously, for the DVD. I greatly appreciate it. I was speaking to a man in the other building there, and he heard me talking about Black Christmas, and he had mentioned how much it meant to him and that he was going to go home and watch it. And we all really appreciate you and your contributions to Canadian film. If you are going to watch Black Christmas, a movie that I highly recommend, even though it has scarred me for life, I would like to say that it's probably R-rated. Maybe not for the actual violence, but for the coarse language. There's a lot of C words. So if you can't understand normal talk, I don't know how else I can help you. If you want something a little bit more wholesome, you can always go to the Imagine Cinemas, and you can always watch A Christmas Story. That's the other movie by Bob Clark. And of course, that's conveniently located down the street from Allen Gardens, which, by the way, is open on Christmas Day. So stop by Allen Gardens, have a safe and Merry Christmas, be aware of your surroundings, and happy holidays. Thanks again for watching Anna's Take with the Twist. If you like the video, you can always like the video. You can always leave a comment. And of course, you can always subscribe. And that's a wrap.